The USL, after dark, heads northwest up to the Evergreen State. It's a cross-country matchup between Spokane Velocity FC and Charlotte Independence. Josh Lill with you this evening, bringing you all the action on ESPN+. But before we get to kickoff, let's take a look at the current USL League One standings. So entering into today, Spokane, in their first year of existence, above the playoff line, sitting in 8th. Head coach Lee Wiedman mentioned that this is a team that formed a cohesive bond early, faced adversity, and is constantly looking to improve. Whereas Charlotte can jump into first, possibly for a tie tonight, pending the results of Omaha and Forward Madison. They look for their third consecutive league win as well. Back on March 28th, this was the last time these two teams met. It was a 2-1 victory for Charlotte over Spokane at home. They ended a 3-game win streak in all competition for the Velocity. Joel Johnson and Javier Martin Heel traded goals, which made it a 1-1 match. But then, in the 96th minute, Luis Alvarez went the distance and recorded the game-winning goal for Independence. For Spokane, it's no doubt the player to watch for Velocity is Luis Heel. 7 assists in all competition, but in USL League One play, 3 assists. That is good for the team lead and tied for second in the league. This is a guy that is relied on for ball movement, vision, and leadership, and he's needed to help move the ball successfully into the final third, which is something that this team has done really well over their last 5 league games. Their passing accuracy into the final third in 4 out of those 5 matches hit at least 73%. And in a matchup against Charlotte, a team that has committed a league-leading 7 errors leading to shots, you have to be aggressive, take chances in order to move up the table. And for Charlotte, all eyes are on the 21-year-old Honduran international, Luis Alvarez. Head coach Mike Jeffries mentioned, look, this is a guy that can run around all day. He's very good at finishing around defenses and makes plays in the final third. But folks, to finish well on a possession, you must start well. He's tied for 5th in the league with 29 possessions won in the middle third. Spokane is the furthest northwest any USL League One team has ever existed. The Jacks traveled over 2,500 miles attempting to play spoiler on Christmas and July night. Grab some milk and cookies while you're at it, because USL After Dark is crawling down your chimney. Starters and kickoff next.
At Eastern Washington University, students and faculty work side by side to restore a lost prairie and decrease our carbon footprint. Composers are writing music to help us understand how salmon migrate. And urban and regional planning students partner with cities to gather the data they need to address homelessness. Interdisciplinary education that gets real about the real world. That's Eastern Washington University and you.
Your Spokane Velocity are back for a match on a Tuesday? Is this right? Yep, it's right. A rare but ideal Tuesday night Jägermeister Cup match versus Northern Colorado. It's also Hometown Heroes Night. Celebrate police, firefighters and emergency responders. Explore their vehicles up close and see a police helicopter flyover. Snag your tickets and ride the Velocity wave on a Tuesday.
Spokane is the home to the highest level of professional women's soccer in the country. Spokane Zephyr FC will play at One Spokane Stadium this August. Get your season tickets now. The winds of change are blowing. Be a part of history with your Zephyr FC.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Eastern Washington University, proud collegiate partner of Spokane Velocity FC. So before we're set to get going here on Christmas and July night at One Spokane Stadium, let's take a look at the starting lineups. For Spokane, it's seen changes before. They're going with a 4-4-2 tonight. And the main story is Brooks Thompson is getting his 3rd start in USL League One play. It's his 4th start overall. He comes in with a record of 1-2 in all competitions. It's Masango Aali, Josh Doling, and Luis Heel up top, making up 3 of the top 6. They've combined for 10 goal contributions in league play this year. And for Charlotte, most notably, the reigning goalkeeper of the year, Austin Pack in net. Charlotte going with a 4-2-3-1 formation, which will feature Luis Alvarez as a key transitional piece. But Juan Carlos Obregon Jr., the reigning June Player of the Month, will be up top as the striker. Kickoff just moments away, just the second meeting between these two teams. Charlotte in their blue uniforms with white letters and numbers. Spokane in their white uniforms with their blue letters and numbers. Spokane, it's currently 81 degrees right now. Velocity will be going right to left. Charlotte will be going left to right. Officials, Christopher Calderon, the head referee, Babacar Jallo, and Sergey Salan, the assistant referees, and the 4th official, Yannick Rothfuss. The second edition of the battle between the reigning runner-ups of the tender against the tenderfoots of USL League One is underway from One Spokane Stadium. Josh Lill on the call with you this evening on ESPN+. And Charlotte already making their way into the attacking third. And having to retreat. Now, if you look on the field, you can see Spokane at times will sometimes drop 5 players on the back line, featuring Derek Waldeck, Ahmed Longmire, Marcelo Lage, Cameron Miller. And even Javier Martin Heel will step in to defend, as you have to against Juan Carlos Obregon Jr., one of the best scorers in USL League One play. Currently 7 goals in all competition, which is good for 2nd in the league. Ball moved across the midline. Headed toward the middle, knocked down, velocity control. Cameron Miller opting to go toward the middle. Jack Denton. To wrap the ball around. You can see Andre Lewis there, one of the midfielders, number 77, trying to step in to give the short pass an option for the backliners. Obregon Jr. forcing a little bit of pressure. Recycling the ball in the midfield. Carlton Belmar on the ball there. Carlton Belmar, Gabriel Oberton, and Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. always looking to step to the ball. On the right side, Luis Alvarez. You can see rushing to Miller, forced to dump it in, and Pack collects. Again, Pack just a year ago, first team all USL 1. Also the reigning goalkeeper of the year, as we mentioned in pregame. Three shutouts in league play this year for Pack, attempting to collect his 4th tonight. Obregon with a touch in the box. Double team there by Miller. And a foul there. Ball attempting to find Doling in the attacking half. Ends up going right back to Independence. Nice ball through the field. Alvarez curling around defenders. Got by Denton and Lewis on the far side. It's crossed in. And having to bump that one away is Brooks Thompson. Finds the feet of Johnson on the other side, and Charlotte misses a close chance. So this one crossed in, eventually finds the feet of Johnson. And Oberton not able to finish there. Here's Brooks Thompson, currently on loan from Hartford Athletic, only 21 years old. Started in that championship game against North Carolina FC last year, or for North Carolina FC, excuse me. Made key saves and penalty kicks. Here are your keys to the game, presented by Ford. For Spokane, it's silent night. Keep Charlotte under 2 goals. They're 0-3-1 when allowing 2+ goals in League One play. And for Charlotte, join the naughty list. Spokane is 3-1-1 at home in league play. You have to play spoiler tonight. But here come Velocity, entering the ball. Heel, Waldeck, over the middle. Crossed, here's an opportunity. Ended up being forced out. Again, Christmas in July night at One Spokane Stadium. Luis Alvarez to the far side, finds Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. Now entering the box, takes a shot, rips one, and just misses the net. Realizes he had a really good opportunity there, hands on the head. And that is a guy you take serious at any point on the pitch when he has the ball. Just unloads, aiming for that top right corner. Waldeck to Denton, back to Miller. Charlotte doing a good job of pressing. Possible turnover, quick touch by Obregon. Recovered by Velocity. Works its way on the far side of the pitch. Entered into the midfield. 2 defenders back for Charlotte. Sis trying to catch up. The box, crossed over the middle. Lewis nearly had a shot. And a thumping pass there to find the Velocity midfielder. Cross it goes here. Javier Martin Heel. A little too much mustard on that one. Flew right by Lewis's foot. But that's exactly what you want to see from Lee Wiedemann's squad. Again, most recently for Spokane. Fell to Central Valley Fuego FC 1-0 on the road in Jägermeister Cup play. That actually eliminated them from the inaugural Cup. A couple bright spots though. Brooks Thompson made 7 saves in his first Jägermeister Cup start. But the Velocity had numerous chances to score. Especially in the 90th minute, Kamarni Smith had a one-on-one chance against Carlos Aviles, the keeper for Fuego. Was not able to convert. They're looking to change that narrative tonight. Turned up the pitch. Pass a little too far intended for Derek Waldeck. Waldeck, a 2-time champion with Stanford, has the school record for 89 career starts. It's going to be key in helping to defend that left side. Scan now and you will win one of 20 unique restaurant discounts. Thank you to Caruso's, De Leon's Taco and Bar, The Burger Dock, Flat Stick Pub, TT's Barbecue, Jimmy John's, Casa Tap House, IHOP, and Steam Plant Restaurant and Brew Pub. Ahmed Longmire there. 3 goal contributions in league play this year. Always a threat from the back line. He's heading over to the trainer. Against Spokane with a record of 7-7-4, 4-3-2 in USL League One play. Currently 8th in the power rankings. Have a chance to jump in those rankings if they're able to put a lead up on the Jacks and finish with it as well. Lewis on the far side, defended by Nga. Here comes Johnson. Johnson to Gabriel Oberton. Oberton, the second oldest player in USL League One, 35 years old. The French native has an abundant amount of professional experience. Thompson with a short play. Denton attempting to clear. Finds Fabrice Nga. Nick Spielman returning after a red card suspension. Alvarez into the box, has Obregon, collides with Brooks Thompson. Offside's the call there. It's made before the contact with Thompson. So beautiful through ball up ahead. Obregon caught cheating a little early, but nonetheless, Thompson takes a lot of the contact there, able to continue. Waldeck. Aali circulating it to Lewis, over to the far side. You can see Aali dropping in a little more, but then makes those jumps when needed. Spokane, a team that likes to play patiently, wants to play through the midfield, keep the ball on the ground. Like taking chances. But you can see why they prefer to keep short passes within the midfield. Charlotte on the year, 10-5-6 in all 3 competitions. 1-1-4 in the Jägermeister Cup, which funny enough is good for second in Group 2. Independence made some noise this year, making it to the 4th round of the US Open Cup. Ended up falling to Atlanta United 3-0. Clay Dimmick, barely able to keep it in. Alvarez along that near touch line. Calls for a deflection off of Waldeck. Gets the throw. .509 Syndicate there. Playing the drums loud at One Spokane Stadium. They'll keep us musically entertained for the night. A little entertainment going on in the corner. Fabrice Nga winning a battle there with Luis Heel. Heel ends up getting the better of him at the end. Lewis to Aali. Denton retreating to Waldeck. Doesn't like the look, so it goes back to Cam Miller. The Washington native. And injuries have been the main story for Spokane this year. Grayson DuPont, Colin Fernandez, Morgan Hackworth, as there's a through ball up to Doling. Crossing over the middle. Ends up turning that one away. But the bottom line for Spokane, 6 different injuries on this Velocity squad. They've done a good job of battling through. Again, 3-1-1 at home. Currently in the playoff race for USL League One. But sometimes you have to wonder, if you have guys like Ramon Mettenmeyer and Pierre Reedy healthy, could be a totally different story. Nga Luis Heel defending. Alvarez finds Gabriel Obertan. Former member of Newcastle United. Sends that ball wide and out of play. And Obertan, again, like we mentioned, second oldest player in the league. And head coach Mike Jeffries had this to say: he's a major on-field impact. He brings a lot of leadership experience and truly does make the players around him better. 7 assists in all competition this year. He's running assists over to Obertan. Edge of the box, takes a shot off the back of Cameron Miller. It's good for Jack's corner kick. So a set piece early, just 16 minutes into this one. Fabrice Inga set to take it. Had one of the best long pass success rates last year for the Jacks. Header deflected up into the box, settled down to Denton. And boots that one right to the head of Ryan JJ. JJ, French native. The ball at his feet. Good efforts to keep it in the attacking third. Obertan, quick touch with Nga. Aali putting some pressure on Alvarez, and the Honduran international chooses to make the smart move and clear it back to Austin Pack for a reset. Again, this Charlotte team now halfway through this season in League One, coming off of a year where they made it to the title game. They came up short against North Carolina FC, but Mike Jeffries said they went into this season starting fresh, trying not to relive what happened last year, trying not to feel like it was only about getting back to the finals, which would add pressure. They've dealt with it well and have just focused on play this year. Cross into the box by Obertan. Eventually finds the feet of Denton, Missouri State alum, into the midfield. Quick little triangle of passing. Eventually finds Derek Waldeck. Played for One Knox last year, led the team in minutes, interceptions, tackles, and duels won. So a vital acquisition on the back line for Lee Wiedemann and company. Headed up by Johnson. Backspin finds the keeper. Speaking of Brooks Thompson, Lee Wiedemann had nothing but high remarks for his young keeper. He said, I think the ring on his finger says it all in terms of his experience. He stepped up last year to win the championship. Those invaluable experiences for Brooks are so important, and it just so happens that he's a younger goalkeeper, and he's still learning. Dimmick with Aali chasing. Pack up to Spielman. Up ahead to Obertan. Can he get there? Good run. Obregon Jr. Obertan to Obregon. And the Jacks strike first in the 18th minute. A beautiful through ball up ahead, and Obertan with a perfectly timed run in the box. And then it's just up to the Jacks' leading scorer, Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. to finish that one. Obertan, the veteran, had Brooks Thompson on the ground on that pass. And the Jacks going for their 4th straight victory in league play, and well, that's a good way to start it. Now it's up for Spokane to enter. One of the best goal scorers in all of USL League One makes his mark on this one. And Spokane giving up 2+ goals 4 times in USL League One play this year. They've gone 0-3-1 in those matches. Foul there as we have a member of the Jacks down. So taking a look at this one. It's Fabrice Nga going down. Oh, pardon me, Carlton Belmar. Formerly with the Richmond Kickers, took some low contact on his lower left leg. Walking off with the trainer. So we play on. Velocity. With possession in their own half. Up ahead to Waldeck. Can he keep it in play? Yes, he does. Centering pass. Header just to the left of the net. And what a great look. Good attempt from Luis Heel on the header. So it starts with Cameron Miller going down to Derek Waldeck. And great body positioning by Heel to give himself a chance on that far left side. Again, a couple good opportunities for Spokane early on in the first 22 minutes, but not seeing any results. Oberton gets by 2 defenders. Over the middle. Shot to the right of Thompson. Carlton Belmar, after coming up shaken up in the midfield, gets a quick touch there and a good look on net. Spokane, one of the best passing teams. Passing accuracy of 84% in League One play, which is the best among the 12 teams. Windermere Foundation is thrilled to welcome our charity of the month. It's more than a home, it's a way to give back. Please visit our site at www.windermerefoundation.com. Charlotte playing their 4th consecutive road game in USL League One play. In the prior 3 with a record of 2-1. Lost to Greenville and took wins against Northern Colorado and Chattanooga. It's going to be a test for Spokane's back line as well, as the Jacks front line is averaging a league best 5 shots per target. 5 shots on target, rather, per match. You can see there, sometimes they go with 5 on the back. Lodge was there momentarily. Obregon Jr. with a touch. Denton defending, surrounded by Longmire. Cleared back and crossed in momentarily by Nga. And Independence will have a chance for a throw in deep in their attacking third. And Mike Jeffries and his squad recently coming off Velocin penalties to South Georgia Tormenta FC in the Jägermeister Cup. He mentioned that they're disappointed and frustrated. We felt like we were in the Jägermeister Cup. We conceded late goals in the second half of games. In this one, we didn't get a second goal. We didn't manage to make plays at the end of the game. Weren't able to hold the ball and keep possession. Something that he's hoping to do better this time out. Aali enters that one to Luis Heel, right side of the box. Alvarez sliding header toward Pack. Offsides there for Spokane. So Charlotte being battle tested along the back line. Gotten a break from offsides, as well as their defense themselves has bailed them out. Clearance doesn't get far. Luis Heel into the box. Spielman heads that one back. Denton and Longmire enter that one to Luis Heel. Javier Martin Heel not able to chase that one and out of play. Austin Pack, who broke the USL League One record for saves in a single season last year with 129. Clearing this one over the center line. Sis keeps it in. Not enough contact for a foul there. This one played along the far touchline to Doling. Doling, the striker, with just 2 goals, looking to add to that tonight. Part of what makes Charlotte so dangerous is that midfield just does not allow entries into the final third. Shot just to the right. Great opportunity there for Spokane. Luis Heel, nice quick touch, and Andre Lewis with a big step, not able to finish on the far right side. Again, Lewis, drafted 7th overall in the MLS Super Draft by Vancouver back in 2014. Also capped 3 times with the Jamaican national team. Velocity, a roster with a ton of experience, but it's just tough sometimes playing with a new group of players. Aali, nice run off the feed from Lewis. Left side save made by Pack. Popped up by Dimmick. Settled down by Denton, shot by Lewis, deflected. It's a corner kick for Velocity. So Aali makes a beautiful run, takes a shot there with the left foot, steered aside by Pack. Denton finds Lewis. He's had a couple of good opportunities in the last 10 minutes, forces the deflection. Chance to strike for Velocity before the half-hour mark. Not able to do so. Popped up Lewis. Knocks that down and finds him again. A little miscommunication. As the ball goes haywire from the far to the near touchline. Aali stepping up toward the box. Shot. Knocked away by Dimmick. Obregon Jr., beautiful feed to Gabriel Obertan. Luis Alvarez making the huge run. He's going to have a chance. The shot, save made by Thompson. And Luis Alvarez, who covers as much ground as anyone in the league, is denied by the right arm of Brooks Thompson. Thompson, who was once the youngest player to sign with Sporting KC, ended up debuting with the Swope Park Rangers, has the huge denial there. Corner kick to be taken by Fabrice Nga. Coach Jeffries mentioned he has the ability to make a variety of passes. Alvarez attempting for a wind-up kick. Aali does a good job of there to deflect the opportunity. Clean chance right in the box. And that's the best thing you can do with a player like Luis Alvarez. Always looking to add to his highlight reel. But the defense, the best thing you can do is position yourself between the ball and Alvarez. Nga swings that one into the box. Obregon helps to maintain possession. Belmar with a soft touch. Probably did not mean to make it that soft. Ends up turning it over. Spokane looking to avenge their 2-1 loss back on March 28th to the Jacks. They allowed a big second half. Attempting to limit the damage tonight. Quick touch, score! Josh Doling capitalizes inside the box. And this one's tied up. And Andre Lewis, who has done a lot of wonders with the ball tonight, feeds that one to Masango Aali. And just a beautiful find and a better finish. Nothing Austin Pack could do there. He was calling for the offsides. Right-footed pass by Aali finds Doling. That's the London native's third goal on the year. That's Akale's second assist on the year. And those two, along with Luis Hill, combined for 10 goal contributions in league play coming into this one. You can add a goal and assist to that one. And Doling, who had been quiet as of late, makes some noise in this. All even at 1. How does Charlotte respond now? You can see the players stepping up a little higher on defense. That one's knocked down by JJ unintentionally. Nga pushing the pace, finds Oberton. Nga. Is that one collected by Thompson? And Charlotte currently in contention for the top spot in USL League One, pending the scores of Union Omaha, as well as Forward Madison. Spokane again sitting in 8th, just above that playoff line. And there's Josh Doling. Tied this one up just moments ago. And he's used to stepping into those big moments. Back when he played for New Mexico, the USL Championship, he was the first player in their franchise's history to record 3 assists in a match. Did that against Orange County. So someone not afraid of the limelight. Belmar able to keep it in and stays onside. Defended by Waldeck. Alvarez enters that one into the box. Floated up. And Carlton Belmar sends that one way over the net. Velocity fans, scan the QR code to get your single match tickets today. Spokane deep in their own third. Denton defended by Joel Johnson. Scored last time in that match back on March 28th. Waldeck. That one goes off of Dimmick, and it's collected by Pack on the ground. Again, a couple names we mentioned recently for Charlotte. Austin Pack and Joel Johnson, along with Ryan JJ and Gabriel Oberton, were all named members of Team of the Week back for Week 14 of league play. Also a week where Mike Jeffries was at the helm of the Jacks. Earned Week 14 Coach of the Week honors. Helped to guide his team to a 2-0 victory against Chattanooga after going down a man in the 71st minute. And took that victory on the road. They also maintained the highest goal differential above expected. Oberton evaded Javier Martin Hill momentarily. And Thompson leaping in the air to make sure that Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. did not have a chance on that ball. Jack's making some noise. Oberton stripped away by Lewis. Martin Heel. Denton to Miller. Finds Aali. Aali gets by Luis Alvarez. Aali, who had the assist on the most recent goal. Fumbling at the feet momentarily. Able to find Denton. Working the ball around the formation. Bowling wanted a short header there for a quick touch, not able to find his target. Again, last time these two teams met, it was Spokane that controlled 61.2% of the possession. As that ball goes out of play. Goal kick here for Pack. Velocity, a team that loved to hold the ball. Charlotte looking to not give away as many possessions as they did last time. Cross into the box by Alvarez. Blocked away. Doling. Lewis to Luis Heel. Heel taken down, draws the foul. So Lewis wanting to find Heel. Omar Sis pleading with the head referee, Christopher Calderon, for a foul call as he went down as well. Again, the key tonight for Spokane might be finding Masango Aali, who's contributed to goals in his last 3 games in league play. 22-year-old definitely making an impression in the league. Denton swarmed by Obertan. Obergan on Lage there. Sends it up. Waldeck loves to make those deep runs in. Crosses it. Headed chance. And a good look there from Javier Martin Heel. That's something that Lee Wiedemann prides his team on. He's taking guys like Martin Hill and Derek Waldeck, using them as wing backs. Feels it puts the pressure on the opponent's back line, and it helps to stretch the opponent apart as well. Pack had to wind up for that one. Mistimed header by Obertan. No worries though, it ends up staying with Charlotte. Dimmick to Belmar. Sis finds Spielman. Sis was part of that second team all-league last year. One of the anchors in the midfield. Also covers a lot of ground in the center of the field. And Martin Hill. A nice takeaway. Ends up finding Denton. Outrunning. Had to put the brakes on. Miller over to Longmire. Hasn't been on the ball as much tonight. And a takeaway there. Obregon Jr. has Obertan to his right, Luis Alvarez to his left. Opts to go Obertan, one of the best passers in the league. Centering it, shot blocked away. Second chance in Ga misses. And a yellow card has been shown to Ahmed Longmire. So it starts with the cross from Gabriel Obertan. Into the middle. It's deflected by Longmire. So a PK will be issued to Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. This was a handball in the box by Ahmed Longmire. A denial of a goal-scoring opportunity here right before the half. Obregon Jr. with a chance for his second goal on the night to put his team up right before the half. Obregon Jr. A brace in the books for the star striker of the Jacks. Nobody does it better than Juan Carlos Obregon Jr., but it's all set up on a penalty kick due to a handball by Ahmed Longmire. So here's the cross by Gabriel Obertan. And a shot attempt by Obregon Jr. Ends up going off the hand of Ahmed Longmire. And then what does one of the best strikers in the league do? You finish your penalty kicks. And with Greenville being shut out tonight, Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. is now tied for the league lead with 8 goals with Liam McKinnon of Triumph SC. So this one comes in the 44th minute. And just as Spokane was holding on so well, playing up to the level of Charlotte, they were not able to keep it knotted at 1 apiece before the end of the first 45. Yellow card also issued to head coach Lee Wiedemann of Velocity FC. Again, Longmire denied the goal scoring opportunity from Obregon Jr. And what a drastic shift in events for Charlotte. Miller having a chase. 3 minutes of stoppage time. This half stoppage time is presented by Rosar's Supermarkets. Khalid at Doling. Lewis recycles to Denton. To Longmire, received that yellow card. Cam Miller evades Alvarez. Kale, who's had the magic on his foot tonight for Velocity. Not able to create a chance there. The clear press from Charlotte. Oberton and Alvarez work in conjunction to pry that one loose from Spokane. Oberton just taking it himself. Pots it over to Nga on that far side. And pardon me, that penalty kick actually put Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. in the sole possession of the league leading goals with 9. So he jumps ahead of Liam McKinnon. Alvarez sends that one off of Akale. That's the second penalty conversion for the Jacks as well on the air. You can hear the fans at One Spokane Stadium trying to give their team the energy for one last run at it here in the first half. One sent a little too far ahead. Javier Martin Hill not able to run that down. Charlotte have to be careful here. Again, lost 50 possessions in their own defensive third in the last matchup between these two teams. Definitely don't want to do that right here. Denton momentarily had a chance. The whistle blows, and an exhilarating end to the first half. It's definitely shown as Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. now becomes the league's leading scorer up to this point with a brace off of a pivotal penalty kick. Charlotte currently leads Spokane 2-1. Again, strikers do what strikers do best, put the ball in the net. Plenty of fans out tonight for Christmas in July night at One Spokane Stadium. A late goal given up in the second half, but Josh Doling's goal has Spokane only trailing by 1. Stay tuned for an exciting second half.
It's true that a Windermere agent's
client decided to experiment with power washing their deck a day before the house was supposed to go on the market. It's true that he may have accidentally destroyed said deck. Now, you might wonder, how did that deck get torn out, replaced, and stained in one day, in time for the listing to go live the next morning? We'll never tell.
At Eastern Washington University, students and faculty work side by side to restore a lost prairie and decrease our carbon footprint. Composers are writing music to help us understand how salmon migrate. And urban and regional planning students partner with cities to gather the data they need to address homelessness. Interdisciplinary education that gets real about the real world. That's Eastern Washington University and you.
I'm a real wild one.
Once in a while, we all want to go wild. We just need a little help. Meet a little help. The 2024 Ford Bronco Sport Wild Edition goes over any terrain, so you can go all out. Get a wild deal on a Bronco Sport today. Lease a Bronco Sport Wild Edition for $339 a month for 36 months, or purchase with $3.9 for 36 and get $2,000 wild bonus cash.
Spokane is the home to the highest level of professional women's soccer in the country. Spokane Zephyr FC will play at One Spokane Stadium this August. Get your season tickets now. The winds of change are blowing. Be a part of history with your Zephyr FC.
Back here at One Spokane Stadium in Spokane, Washington, it's Charlotte Independence with a late first half goal. They're up on Spokane Velocity FC 2-1. Josh Lill here with you on ESPN Plus. And while we have a moment, let's rewind to the best highlights that Week 14 had to offer.
Into training every day. You're doing the same old eventually. As this one's given away and it's a goal.
Well, that was the mistake Rick Wright was talking about. Unfortunately, it was for Oliver Harald.
Kunga slips by one defender. Lagos Kunga couldn't get through Rankenberg.
He looked up and was waiting for help at the back post, but it wasn't there in time, so he had to just try and shoot.
Youth. Ates Youth could be away here. It's a bad mistake at the back from Tormenta right before halftime. Ates Youth shuffling on his right and firing into the back of the net. The man who created the chance dispatches it. Lexington go ahead shortly before the interval. Cross to the front post. Fonseca cuts it back. And the equalizer from Sebastian Vivas. Off the bench, onto the score sheet, and Tormenta are level. Jackson Corey sticking with it. Second ball played in and headed in. Pedro Fonseca has been sniffing around goal all night long and gets the go-ahead header in the 87th minute.
He gets disrupted by King, but Calixto tries to cross anyways. Kelly leaves it, shoots, scores! Another stoppage time stunner! Knoxville take the advantage in the 94th! Castro, a man up, a goal up. And that's the second goal for Rudy Castro, the first for Knoxville, and they rip the 3 points away from the Hailstorm.
Statistically, the worst defense in the league. They've conceded 22 goals this season. On ball over the top. Marsh is there. Marsh with the header. It's in. Inside 40 seconds. Chattanooga lead. Mensah on the turn. On a goal. Will Papa Mensah 2 goals in next to no time. Played in behind for Bilha, he keeps it in play. Ball is loose and the back heel from Terzaghi, and the lead is cut in half. Shards little bit of a surprise that Lukic even went for the free kick. It wasn't too far away. Oh, it's in! Siobhan Marsh seals the victory! Mistake out of the back by Richmond. And Siobhan Marsh seals the deal. Ingo within swing, ball is loose. Obertan, shot from distance, it's deflected and in from Johnson. Keeps it in play. Belmar across goal, deflected on the line. It's a goal. It's been given. And it will go down as an own goal, surely.
Is it somebody's birthday?
Dad, come watch us hit this ugly piñata. Dad!
When Hornets show up, so do we. Terminix it.
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL.
You can see it in my eyes, only want the best. Running every night, won't settle for less. Got me looking to the sky, got me feeling blessed. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest. Burning up inside of my chest. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest.
The best nights start with Jägermeister. Made with 56 botanicals. Always served ice cold.
It will take a miracle to come back from this. Heartbreaking end to the season. But what's this?
For the moments when anticipation
Clock's counting down. 5 seconds. 3, 2.
becomes celebration. Jägermeister. Meister the moment.
Touchdown by Rodriguez, going for goal, it's Morris, and it's in! Detroit City's ahead!
And a bit of space as well, he'll have a go from distance! Oh, what a
When mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
At Eastern Washington University, students and faculty work side by side to restore a lost prairie and decrease our carbon footprint. Composers are writing music to help us understand how salmon migrate. And urban and regional planning students partner with cities to gather the data they need to address homelessness. Interdisciplinary education that gets real about the real world. That's Eastern Washington University and you.
It was a first half brace for Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. that put the Jacks up 2-1 against Spokane Velocity FC on Christmas and July night at One Spokane Stadium. Josh Lill back with you on ESPN Plus. And let's take a look at the summer of soccer schedule. So the main goal here is Detroit City FC takes on Rhode Island FC on CBS. It's two sides with exciting stadium projects. Will look to build on their momentum in the Eastern Conference this season. Detroit will be hosting first-year expansion side Rhode Island. Detroit matches have a reputation for having one of the most exciting and energetic atmospheres in American soccer. Visiting historic Keyworth Stadium is a thrill for fans and definitely a challenge for opponents. Sacramento Republic FC and Pittsburgh Riverhounds SC square off on ESPN2, and then on August 10th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Louisville City FC hosts Sacramento Republic FC. A score update around the league. Lexington takes down Richmond at home. That one earlier today. And Northern Colorado hands Forward Madison, their first home loss of the year on a goal in the second minute by Billy King. And then one Knoxville SC and Greenville Triumph SC end up scoreless in their match. And Union Omaha and Chattanooga Red Wolves SC, it was Chattanooga actually down a man due to a red card, score on an own goal and pull off the upset in Nebraska. And then later tonight, Central Valley Fuego FC host South Georgia Tormenta FC at 8 p.m. Pacific time. Big news in USL League One. Nick Okoto, South Georgia Tormenta FC and Burton Albion FC of EFL League One have agreed to a record transfer for right back Nick Okoto. It is the highest transfer in USL League One history and the first direct transfer from a USL League One team to an EFL League One club. This year, Okoto accumulated a goal and 3 assists in all competition and amassed 1,600 minutes. Head coach Ian Cameron for Tormenta said that the plan was for him to develop within our club, and when the time was right to be sold up the pyramid, there's no doubt Okoto has a bright future across the pond. Highlights and stats coming up next.
At Eastern Washington University, students and faculty work side by side to restore a lost prairie and decrease our carbon footprint. Composers are writing music to help us understand how salmon migrate. And urban and regional planning students partner with cities to gather the data they need to address homelessness. Interdisciplinary education that gets real about the real world. That's Eastern Washington University and you.
Spokane is the home to the highest level of professional women's soccer in the country. Spokane Zephyr FC will play at One Spokane Stadium this August. Get your season tickets now. The winds of change are blowing. Be a part of history with your Zephyr FC.
Your Spokane Velocity are back for a match on a Tuesday? Is this right? Yep, it's right. A rare but ideal Tuesday night Jägermeister Cup match versus Northern Colorado. It's also Hometown Heroes Night. Celebrate police, firefighters and emergency responders. Explore their vehicles up close and see a police helicopter flyover. Snag your tickets and ride the Velocity wave on a Tuesday.
It's true that a Windermere agent's client decided to experiment with power washing their deck a day before the house was supposed to go on the market. It's true that he may have accidentally destroyed said deck. Now, you might wonder, how did that deck get torn out, replaced, and stained in one day? In time for the listing to go live the next morning? We'll never tell.
Back in Spokane, Washington, Velocity FC currently trail the Jacks 2-1. Spokane currently looking to avoid their second loss in league play this year. Again, now let's take a look at how we got to where we are. So it was an exciting first half, 3 total goals, and both teams had good chances early on. Here's a through ball up to Gabriel Oberton, has a running Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. and puts that one home for his 8th goal on the year. Combination of Oberton and Obregon Jr. this year has been nothing short of lethal. It's the 5th assist for Oberton in league play. And then in the 31st minute, Spokane started making some noise. Andre Lewis, who's been beautiful on the ball tonight, has a Masango Aali running to his left. And Aali fires a missile with his right foot into the 6-yard box, and Josh Doling is there to clean it up. Picks up his 3rd goal in league play this year. Aali, his 2nd assist in league play. Then in the 44th minute, it looked like we were going to the half with a draw, but then across into the box, centering into the box by Oberton, ends up finding Obregon Jr., ends up being blocked by Ahmed Longmire, and it was determined that it was a denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. Yellow card was shown to Longmire, and Obregon finished the penalty kick. So again, 2-1 your score. Charlotte outshooting Spokane right now. Has a better shooting percentage on net, 33% for the Jacks. But it's no surprise Spokane controlling the possession at 57%, something they did last time in this affair back on March 28th. So switching sides, the Jacks for second half kickoff. look to win on the road in their 4th straight league road match. Jacks going right to left, Spokane going left to right. Temperature currently in Spokane, 77 degrees and cloudy. The wind just 4 miles an hour to the northeast, so not playing to be in effect too much. Again, Josh Lill here with you on ESPN Plus, bringing all the action to you. The USL After Dark. So Spokane already working quickly to the attacking third. Velocity have not won when trailing at half in League One competition this year, a record of 0-1-1. Again, a yellow card was also issued to Lee Wiedman, head coach of Velocity FC. Very much disapproved of the call by head referee Christopher Calderon that awarded the penalty kick to the Jacks. And Spokane, USL League One's newest team, versus the reigning runner-ups. Javier Martin Heel coming out for Velocity. Ish Joman. Joe making his 3rd appearance in League One play. Carlton Belmar will step out of this one. Bashir Njai checking in for the Jacks. Njai, the Senegal international, debuted last year, getting another shot tonight. Jome ended up prying that one free. Now Obregon currently down on the other end. Akale deflects that one off of Dimmick. Booted to Oberton. So looking at the contact to Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. Ends up going there, and Ish Jome ends up making contact with the left side of the face of the Charlotte striker, who's still on the ground. Again, not the sight that supporters of the Jacks want to see. This is a dynamic player who's a proven goal scorer. And we'll take a look at Team of the Week for Week 14, where Papa Mensah awarded Player of the Week, and Mike Jeffries, Coach of the Week for Charlotte Independence. Again, ended up doing that after winning down in the 71st match, down a man, 71st minute, down a man in a road victory against Chattanooga. Austin Pack was also featured on the pitch along with Joel Johnson for Charlotte. Here's Mike Jeffries looking on while they check on Obregon Jr. Jack Denton there, grabbing some water. The Missouri State alum, was the Missouri Valley Conference Freshman of the Year at his time there, and Obregon Jr. walking. Just taking a breather, and we're back underway. Press here from Charlotte, getting right on the ball. There's Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. Seems to be just fine. Ends up slipping there. Pushed down there by Ahmed Longmire, who has to be careful since he has 1 yellow card already. Crowd did not like the call. Longmire, former 10th overall pick in the MLS Super Draft back in 2022 to Nashville. Fed inside the box, Oberton. Quick touch, nice side dish to Nga. Cross into the box. Steered aside by Laj. Finds Akale. Njai there to defend. Forced the 22-year-old forward to put the brakes on. Spokane, a team that plays within themselves, not trying to force any unnecessary passes. They take the opportunities only if they're there. Luis Heel defended by, or Derek Waldeck, excuse me. That one pried free by Alvarez in Ga. Gives that one right back. Marcelo Lage on the receiving end. Joel Johnson. Gets to the ball before Joe. Berton and Lage make a little contact. Joe, formerly of San Antonio FC. Ends up giving that one right back to Charlotte momentarily. Goes off the jacks. Throw in here for velocity. Luis Heel, pressured by Sis. Turning and facing. Centering to Denton. Back to Heel. Cross, far side of the box. Kale attempting to use his chest, but a heavy touch. Ends up in a reset. Jaida Obregon Jr. Won the title last year in the USL Championship with Pittsburgh. Looking for a second consecutive title with Charlotte this year. So the updated standings right now, if it stands, with Greenville's tie and losses by Madison and Omaha, with a win, Charlotte would be in a two-way tie for first with Greenville at 23 points. If this result holds, if Spokane ends up falling, they'll drop to 9th, as Northern Colorado sits at that 8th spot after a massive win on the road against Madison. Aali into the box. Nice shifty move. But Pack there to pounce on that one. And Mosango Aali, just 22 years old, is really showing his abilities on the ball. It's by Ryan JJ there. Good instincts by Austin Pack to prevent a chance on net. Lewis. To Joan. Dimmick off the deflection by JJ, finds Sis. Oberton, who has experience with Newcastle United, Manchester United of the Premier League. Also has experience in the Champions League with Manchester United, appearing in 27 matches, recording 3 goal contributions. Not a better man for the job as one of the wingers for Charlotte. Spokane quiet so far. Denton making a little noise himself. Wanted Doling to his right. Charlotte crowded those passing lanes. Here's Luis Alvarez. Attempting to put moves to evade Derek Waldeck. Oberton stepping up. 4 defenders surrounding him. Clean chance for Johnson. Shot! Save made by Brooks Thompson. And Brooks Thompson keeping his squad in it. Oberton finds Johnson, and a swatting save made by the 21-year-old keeper. Short touch here. Deflected shot attempt. Chance for Spokane. That one fed too far ahead of Luis Heel. Back to Nga. Dimmick. Lodge with the side of his foot. Little deflection. Ends up helping to move the ball up the pitch. Tugging at the jersey by Ryan JJ on Josh Doling. Christopher Calderon not going to let him get away with that. Spielman. Drawing a little contact on Luis Heel. Pack to the opposite side, finds Dimmick. Johnson. Momentarily hounded by Cameron Miller. Luis Alvarez. Offsides on the play there. And a yellow card being issued to Mike Jeffries. Doesn't like the offsides call. And you can see Jeffries' facial reactions there. Little shocked by that one. So each coach with a yellow card this evening. Waldeck to Lewis, into space, through several defenders, a little too ahead of Doling. Doling not able to get that extra step, that lunge step, if you will, allow him to receive that ball cleanly. So the front three, you see Aali, Doling, and Luis Heel. But this match included 12 goal contributions in league play this year. Velocity fans, scan the QR code to get your single match tickets today. Doling, pressured there. Denton chasing. Keeps it in possession. Ish Joe, former freshman of the year. And UC Santa Barbara ends up helping to feed that one to the near side. Waldeck gets by Alvarez. Cleared out to Gabriel Oberton, being grabbed by Longmire. Velocity were momentarily able to keep it in their attacking half. Now settle it down. Waldeck. Lewis to Aali. Deciding to go right up through the middle. A shot! Wow! Masango Aali! The dynamic player he is, ties this one in the second half. A goal and an assist tonight for the Minnesota native. What can't Masango Aali do? Receives it from Andre Lewis. Gets by one defender, two, and shoots it through another two. And he put that ball right on the tip of the gloves of Austin Pack. That goal recorded in the 60th minute. That's his second goal on the year, both of which have come in league play. A product of the Portland Timbers Academy has just tied this one up. Just over the hour mark, Charlotte looking for a response. Teams when in doubt, when they have needed one, you just go to old reliable Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. But in the second half, the back line of Spokane has done a stellar job of limiting his touches. Andre Lewis gets the assist on the Aali strike. Luis Hill gets that one by Sis. And a dangerous run over the middle by Josh Doling. Pack opting to go quickly. Dimmick up to Johnson. First assist of the year for Andre Lewis. Oberton running into the box. Has a shot. Gabriel Oberton. And how does Charlotte respond? By striking minutes later. One of the most experienced players in all of USL League One gives the Jacks the lead. Sometimes you just have to do it yourself. A beautifully timed run. No one home. And puts that one right into the top of the net. Brooks Thompson was left helpless on the Frenchman's strike. This is where championship teams are truly made, with Charlotte independence, resiliency. And the drive to constantly find ways to win. So as I asked just minutes ago for Charlotte, how do they respond? How can Velocity find a way to get themselves back into this? They have not won when giving up 3+ goals this year in league play. Alvarez on that left side. He's had plenty of receptions tonight. Looked for his teammate around the arc. Instead it was deflected away, but Charlotte working quickly to get back. Unforced turnover there by Bashir and Jai. This is a time where Alvarez is really needed, not just for his ability to put the ball in the net, but to really drive the build of the attack for Charlotte. Dimmick defending Aali. Recorded the second goal for Spokane tonight. Joe puts moves on in Jai, giving himself the opportunity, centering it to Lewis, lofting it right to the chest of Fabrice Inga. Sis. Denton and Longmire there. Help keep that one for Spokane. Doling, heavy touch by Joam. Edge of the box, gets by Njai. He's had trouble defending Joam over the past couple sequences. Beautiful poke and step by Omar Sis. Here come the Jacks. Turned over by Oberton, stolen by Longmire. Doling. Back to Denton. Denton really been in that holding midfield role. Gets back on defense, but really facilitates the attack. Dictates the direction of the ball. Aali, shifty move. Getting by Dimmick. Nearly by JJ. Hands that one on a silver platter to Luis Alvarez. Alvarez to Nga. Joel Johnson gets the assist on Gabriel Oberton's goal. That's his second assist in league play this year. Miguel Ibarra set to check in for Charlotte. And Gabriel Oberton, who currently holds the game-winning goal, will check out of this one. Oberton at 35 years old. Don't really want to see him play 90 minutes every night, but you'll take this. Currently the game-winning goal responds just minutes after Masango Akali's strike on the other end. And that's his first goal in league play this year. Second overall. Heel, attempting to create some noise with Waldeck. Nga poaches that one. Watches it go out of play. Corner kick for Spokane. Waldeck to take it. We'll see how quick he goes. California native. Arm up and fires into this one. The back post. And headed up into the crowd. Velocity fans, get match ready with the latest Velocity merchandise. Shop online or in the team store at the Davenport Grand Hotel in Spokane. Pack punches that one. And a yellow card has been shown to Nick Spielman. Actually ends up being handed out to Austin Pack. Took too long on the goal kick there. Omar Sis pleading with Christopher Calderon. So each coach with a yellow card tonight. Pack joins that list as well with Ahmed Longmire. With JJ defending. Attempted find for Joe. A little too heavy of a run. When Spokane wants to make close passes, they form a triangle. We saw it on the opposite side. It's about getting to the ball, not making it hard for the recipient. Miller into the far corner. Nice touch by Joan. Nearly found Luis Heel. Kicked back by the Jacks. Now in the 71st minute. Spokane in dire need of a chance. Waldeck, the wing back. Lee Wiedemann loves to push up high. Finds Lewis. Longmire goes down. Obregon Jr. with the foul. Christopher Calderon calling for the correct ball placement. And Derek Waldeck is down for Spokane. Working that right leg around. Waldeck has been a big part pushing up the pitch even with the 6-yard box to create good chances on crosses. .509 Syndicate trying to will their team to a third goal. Again, Charlotte back in position for a 2-way tie in first place with Greenville pending the outcome of this match. Johnson settles it down. Shot, top of the net! Joel Johnson! And it's a 4-2 lead for Charlotte. And Alvarez gets a deflection there. And another finish between the sticks for Charlotte. Again, Thompson just left all alone against Johnson. Goal in the 72nd minute. Gives the Jacks a 2-goal lead in a situation where Spokane has not won this year. So the front three for Charlotte, at least the starting front three, Gabriel Oberton, Juan Carlos Obregon Jr., and Joel Johnson, all with goals tonight. Same goes for Spokane. Their front two, Masango Akali and Josh Doling, have accounted for both of their goals. Chance here for velocity. Denton finds Joe. Atop the box, left-footed cross. And Goss settles it down. Waldeck, shot blocked by Sis. Luis Heel, intended target Joan. Alvarez concedes the corner kick. Funny enough this year, Charlotte just 1-1 when scoring 4 or more goals and Omar Sis is on the ground. Sis is such a big part of the midfield. One of 6 players to appear in every match last year, all 35 matches for Independence. It was all league last year, second team, and in 2022, all league first team. Best wishes to Omar Sis for a quick recovery. Awaiting the corner kick is Luis Heel. This is the ICCU corner kick, your financial success fan club. Sis back up on his feet. Derek Waldeck checking out. Marnie Smith, the Clemson alum, the speedster, checking in for Spokane. Into the box. Sent back out to the edge of the attacking third. High pop-up. Not handled. And a goal kick. Cameron Miller, there's only so much you can do when that ball goes as high in the air as a pop fly to right field in a baseball game. Johnson, feet up in an offsides call. Good look by Johnson. But Miguel Ibarra is cheating behind that back line of Spokane a little too much. So Ibarra falling back into the midfield. A little more of a counter press here, allowing Spokane to gain some movement. Covering ground, Jome from Smith. Jome at the edge of the box. Only intended target is Fabrice Nga. He just watches that one sail past the back line. Anthony Sorensen set to come in for Joel Johnson. Johnson, who picked up the 4th goal this evening, coming out. The Ann Arbor native Anthony Sorensen has recently spent time with Philadelphia Union 2. Takes to the pitch for his 11th appearance in League One play this year. Narciss to Njai. JJ has that one deflected. Marnie Smith pressuring. Smith taken 4th in the MLS Super Draft to DC back in 2021. One-time ACC tournament MVP. Charlotte maintaining control as we're nearing the 80th minute of play. Sorensen gets by Longmire. Spokane resumes possession after a foul. Nga stepping, left-footed cross into the box. Overgone, chance for the hat trick. As that one blocked. Alvarez, a little too much heat behind that one, watches that sail past the end line. Now in the 80th minute. Have to start moving faster if you're Spokane, and it's a good way to do so, drawing a foul, Masango Akale. Has really shown his ability to create on the ball. One of those players that Lee Wiedemann is really excited about his development. Sorensen collides with Longmire momentarily. Spielman. JJ, send it up. Obregon Jr. Obregon Jr. called for the foul, tugging at the jersey of Marcelo Lage. Again, as it would stand right now, Charlotte could be in a two-way tie for first place. That one's crossed in. Pack momentarily runs into Ryan JJ. Spokane would currently fall down to ninth if this result stood. Lage to Lewis. Aali making a run on the far side, cleared away by Dimmick. Interesting piece on Dimmick. He's the first pro athlete to return to playing his sport after level 2 cervical artificial disc replacement. So the Atlanta native not letting anything get in his way of playing in his 6th year with the Jacks. Nice feed to Doling, good chance. Was aiming for the top left part of the goal. So Doling puts that one by Spielman. Longmire ends up returning it right back and sails that one just over the top left corner. Pack's goal kick goes right back to Velocity. Up next for both of these teams on August 3rd, Spokane travels to South Georgia Tormenta FC for a 4:30 p.m. kick. And Charlotte will return home to face Lexington SC. Scan now and you'll win one of 20 unique restaurant discounts. Thank you to Caruso's, De Leon's, Taco and Bar, The Burger Dock, Flat Stick Pub, TT's Barbecue, Jimmy John's, Casa Tap House, IHOP, and Steam Plant Restaurant and Brew Pub. Jacks attempting pull off the road upset and hand Spokane just their 2nd loss at home in league play. Aali into the box, he's creative. And spinning around, taken down by JJ. And the crowd begging for a penalty kick attempt. Aali can't believe it, had his hands in the air, palms up. But not enough there for Christopher Calderon to award the PK. Joe, cross in. Alvarez goes with a sliding jump. Down goes Alvarez, holding onto that right leg. Spokane faithful not really in approval of Christopher Calderon's calls tonight. So here's Alvarez. Jom slides right into him. And Ishjom shown the yellow card there. So he heads to the books. The trainer coming to check on Luis Alvarez. Not a sight you want to see if you're Mike Jeffries and company. Again, Ishjong, who spent time with San Antonio FC. Last year was 3rd in successful dribbles per every 90 minutes. So great with his ball movement, but ends up taking down Alvarez. Isango Aali coming out of this one. Gonzalez in. Luis Heel checks out. Ariel Mumba in for the final stretch of play. Mumba, who's developed in San Jose Earthquakes Academy, just 22 years old. getting his chance in the final stretch of play. Just his 6th appearance on the year. And for Azriel Gonzalez, first appearance in League One play this year. Las Vegas native. With 5 goals for Vegas in 21 appearances last year. Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. tonight with his first half brace. Jumps ahead of Liam McKinnon for the league leading goals with 9. One coming off of the assist from Gabriel Oberton, and then off of the penalty kick shortly before halftime. Across at the 6, misses Kamarni Smith. Denton able to settle it down. Lewis's feed is steered aside by Anthony Sorensen. Floated into the box. Chance at the arc. Shot knocked down by Njai. Lewis over to Denton. Longmire to Mumba. Mumba to Lewis. Gonzalez. To Mumba. Lewis. Sis hounding for the ball. Lewis ain't giving it up yet. Luis Alvarez, the takeaway. It's up right back at the feet of Velocity. Longmire. To Kamarni Smith. Gets by a couple of defenders. Ariel Mumba with a chance into the 6. Knocked down by Austin Pack. Pack, if you include the 2 goals tonight, conceded 15 goals on the year. Pretty good numbers considering the amount of games they've played in League One. Total of 11. A little bit of a press here from Charlotte as we near the 90th minute. Jump over to Gonzalez. His first League One game this year. Floats this one, attempting back post. Mumba chasing. Longmire, who had the game-changing yellow card that resulted in a penalty for Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. I'll have a goal-scoring opportunity. Marnie Smith. Dispossessed by Nga. And frustration starting to loom for Spokane. Marnie Smith takes a shove there from Nga. Spielman's attempted clear. Knocked away. Shalom Dute set to check in. Luis Alvarez will come out of this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official is vacated.
5 minutes of stoppage time. This half stoppage time is presented by Rosar's Supermarkets. The Jacks have attempted 6 shots on target in this match, which is higher than their season average of 5 in league play. Did so and then ended up doubling that number, ending with 12 shots total, which is above their season average of 11.2. So in terms of overall shots and shots on target, they're exceeding their averages, attempting to exploit the back line of Spokane. Again, up next for Spokane, it's league play, a road trip to South Georgia Tormenta FC. He's running there as Moomba. Had to battle Inga deep in their attacking third. Not able to sustain the attack. And for Charlotte up next, it's a home match. Consecutive home matches against Lexington and Greenville on August 3rd and August 10th. Little noise in the final moments of this one. Across into the box by Moomba. Snagged in the air by Pack. It's good to see some of the young players of Spokane, if you're Lee Wiedman, making some noise. Still fighting through, even though down 2 goals. Clay Dimmick is down. So not the result Spokane wanted tonight. A couple of fast break opportunities for the Jacks with Gabriel Oberton, as well as Joel Johnson. Speed really has an effect on this game, and if you can get out and make some good runs, beat out the offsides, you'll have a chance. As a yellow card is shown to Ish Joam, he's then shown a red, and he has been sent off. So Ish Joam's second yellow card ends up just pushing down Omar Sis. So Spokane goes down a man for the final winding moments of this match. And Joam obviously will be done next game with the red card. So a little bit of a sour ending for Velocity. Charlotte came into this one and meant business. He struck first and found a way to get back their lead after being tied at 1 apiece. But then back-to-back goals later in the second half, with the score being 2-2. Charlotte didn't look back. Chance here. Pack hops on top of that one. Marnie Smith is hoping for one last opportunity for Spokane. deep. The final whistle sounds. Charlotte Independence coming on the road in Spokane, Washington, and hand Velocity FC their second home loss of the year. With a win tonight, Charlotte is now in a two-way tie for first with Greenville Triumph SC. Spokane Velocity fall to 4-4-2 and out of the playoff line. Let's take a look at the play of the match, sponsored by Modelo, the mark of a fighter. So it all starts with Andre Lewis. The Masango Aali does it himself, puts that one just above Austin Pack, even tips it, and gives himself the play of the match. Full-time highlights coming up next.
De vez en cuando, todos queremos soltarnos. Solo necesitamos un poco de ayuda. Conozca Un Poco de Ayuda. El Ford Bronco Sport Wild Edition 2024 pasa por cualquier terreno para que puedas darlo todo. Obtén una gran oferta en una Bronco Sport hoy mismo. Arrienda una Bronco Sport Wild Edition por $339 al mes por 36 meses o cómpralo con 3.9 por 36 y obtén $2,000 de bono Wild.
Your Spokane Velocity are back for a match on a Tuesday? Is this right? Yep, it's right. A rare but ideal Tuesday night Jägermeister Cup match versus Northern Colorado. It's also Hometown Heroes Night. Celebrate police, firefighters and emergency responders. Explore their vehicles up close and see a police helicopter flyover. Snag your tickets and ride the Velocity wave on a Tuesday.
At Eastern Washington University, students and faculty work side by side to restore a lost prairie and decrease our carbon footprint. Composers are writing music to help us understand how salmon migrate. And urban and regional planning students partner with cities to gather the data they need to address homelessness. Interdisciplinary education that gets real about the real world. That's Eastern Washington University and you.
And here's the highlights from the match. Charlotte winning 4-2 against Spokane, but early on, it was a deep run by Gabriel Obertown and found the striker, Juan Carlos Obregon Jr., to give Charlotte a 1-0 lead. And then, with a response, Spokane, in the 31st minute, Andre Lewis finds Masango Aali on the near side, and a beautiful cross into the 6-yard box. Finds the other striker. Josh Doling evens this one up at 1 apiece. But this one was all but over in the first half. Late in the 44th minute, a cross by Gabriel Oberton Jr. ends up finding Juan Carlos Obregon Jr. And a denial of a goal-scoring opportunity, and yellow card is issued to Ahmed Longmire. And on the penalty kick, Obregon Jr. capitalizes and gives his team a 2-1 lead heading into the break. Spokane with a quick response. Play of the match. Masango Aali tips that one off the gloves of Austin Pack and evens this one at 2 apiece. But just moments later, actually 3 minutes later, Gabriel Oberton from Joel Johnson. Just do it yourself, right? Oberton inside the box, a hefty right-footed shot, clears Brooks Thompson, and that ended up being the game-winning goal for Charlotte. And then the icing on the cake, Luis Alvarez takes a cross from the near to the far side of the pitch and ends up finding his teammate Joel Johnson off of a deflection. Final score, 4-2 from One Spokane Stadium in Spokane, Washington. And a huge thank you to our entire production team, for our entire crew. I'm Josh Lill. You've been watching the USL After Dark, live from Spokane, Washington. The Jacks coming to Spokane and play spoiler, winning 4-2 against Velocity FC. Charlotte travels back home to face Lexington, while Spokane is on the road against Tormenta. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great rest of your night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.